Right, now he has both feet, and I did a little bit of smoothing, but we're not finished detailing. I've rolled out another piece of clay. It's not as wide as what I did for the feet, the cylinder. It's a little bit less wide, narrow. So I'm going to cut this in half. It's not half, dear. Well, close enough. Okay. So, not a bad shot. Now, these are going to be the hands. Okay, I've already cut out the fingers. They might be a little bit too thick, but anyway, we'll adjust them. Now, what we're going to do is the palm of the hand and a bit of the wrist, which is going to adjoin the arm when we're finished, like the legs did. All right, we'll just get you out of the way. So I just roll where I assume the palm, is going to be. So it's giving it a bit of a round area here, and this I assume would be the wrist. And then I squeeze this down. I leave this part wide because I don't know yet how it's going to go with the fingers. And just measure it as you go along. If the palm looks too wide or whatever, too big, then you adjust, or too small. At a guess, that's pretty good because we still have to put the fingers there. So we do both the same. So this is the other hand coming up now. Squeeze that together. And the little wrist there. Although it's not going to be going both on the same hand, you can still measure. And that looks all right there. And in comparison here, they're both the same, which is a good thing. Right, so now what we do is make sure the thickness on both little hands are the same. Right, and we're going to get our fingers. As I said, I pre-cut them. So we've got 1, 2, 2, 3, and we're only doing 4 because the thumb will be done separately, right? So we shall get our tool, which is the pin tool I use. You can use whatever tool you wish or you feel comfortable with working with. It's bad English, isn't it? Just the same as what you did with the toes. Put it on, and you do the detailing as you go along. Have a look if it's the right size. It looks about the right size to me. And so we do the nail. I'm just trying to round that off. I didn't like the way it was pointed. And then we have the next finger. And at the moment all they're doing is just being applied on. We're not tweaking them anyway. So okay, so there we go. Put this down a bit. And again the little nail. There's lots of different ways to make nails too. It's whatever suits you. The next little finger. Oh, it gets harder and harder. And when you go to put the head on, it's amazing if you don't squeeze anything else out of place. It's just shocking. the detailing on this finger. Isn't that good? Lastly, the last little finger, which seems to be a little bit thick actually to me. But we'll see what happens. Okay. That little scissors and just cut the tip off. And squeeze the top end in together a bit. And that is basically that. Nail. And the detail. Now we also have to do detail underneath, despite the fact that we may even curl these over yet, we don't know. Just make sure you haven't taken any of the detail off there. Didn't look like it. Now we're going to do the thumb. Everyone does thumbs differently. In fact, they do fingers differently, toes differently. As I said, this is my way, not necessarily the right way. I generally get a bit of clay and roll it in. Oh, finger is sore. I don't know what I did to it. Roll it into a ball. And clay stuck everywhere. Try have short nails when you're doing clay work. I cut mine a couple of days ago or more, and I think they've grown back. Once you've got it rolled into a little ball, start rolling the top side only so that you have a shape that looks like a little cone, like that. And then when you've got your little cone shape and you think that's about the right amount for a thumb, you press the cone side down flat, like that. So it's flat underneath. And then you put it right where you think the thumb should go and blend in this other part here. So, and if you've made a mistake, well, don't blend. Have a look first, and if you think it's in the wrong place, just take it off and do it again. So I think this little thumb can be just a fraction longer. I'll put this blended in and down and here. And here a little bit. Right, now it depends on how you're going to have your hand, where the position of the thumb goes. I don't mind the open hands as well. I'm gonna put my little finger in the center of this palm and just create a slight indentation. Can you see that? Right. Then I'm going to get another piece of clay and roll it into a little ball. And then squash it into a flat pancake. And this will make up the little fatty tissue that, yeah, well, everyone has on the inside of their palm. So you can get this one, you can get any tool you want and just blend in the edges. Okay, come down. Right down here. So you just have this little fat pad happening here. For the added bit of realism. We haven't done any detailing on the thumb either, mustn't forget. Okay, so there's a little hand coming along. So I'll just do the a little bit of detailing on the palm, and you can have a look at your own palm for this as well. So if you're not sure, I'm going to do the detailing here, just the nail, that's there like that, and detailing there and here. And sometimes, because I know that babies, especially they're actually all over, pretty wrinkly at the extremities, like your fingers and the toes and that. Sometimes they look so creasy, like they've been in water for too long. So I just make that effect with a little bit of little lines from this tool. Now we're going to have to think about how we're going to position this little hand. Just little creases. I might just bring down the hand in shape like that. You can have a hand like that. Not sure about this halfway bent. This may produce a problem with the moulding and trying to get it out. So yeah, I'm just trying to think which is the best way to do it then. Down. Where's that? You can tuck the little thumb in over the finger. Okay, so here's one. And then we join it the same way as what we did the foot. Now I haven't made it provisions of that here, so I'm just pinching up the back of this clay that I've put here. Oh, of course it's done for the other arm. Yeah, it is. See how we go. I'm putting it on. So it just sort of basically goes like that. Join it on and smooth this in. Just thinking of something through my tiredness. I've got terrible fibromyalgia at the moment, and it's one of the symptoms of it is it makes you excruciatingly tired, to the point where you just can't function. I couldn't do it yesterday. Today's another day the same. Not as bad as yesterday, but still. And I feel sorry for anyone with this horrible, debilitating condition for which there's no cure. It really can disrupt your life. Anyway, that's what was on my mind, and I made that noise. Yeah. Okay, so push down that a little bit so that the wrist is not too long. Now the arms, hands, whatever, end just below the hip, right? So that's quite the right size. And we've got more detailing to do. So that seems to be staying there quite good. So we don't have to add the Band-Aid part on top to hold it. And as I said, it'll be going in for baking. The other one just came out of the oven before. And it'll be this one's turn. I shouldn't have done that actually, because now I'm not sure which side the thumb goes. Alright, let me have a look. Then I'll start with the pointer here. Yeah. And then go that way. I hope I do this right. Right, well, while I figure this hand out, I won't bore you with watching me do it again. I'll come back when it's on the baby, and then we start with the head. And then finally we can bake.